What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one, the only Ash Said It. AshSaidIt.com, AshSaidIt.com. Welcome to the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. I appreciate you guys for all of your love and support. Over 1,300 episodes and 500,000 streams worldwide. It's absolutely mind-boggling. I never imagined that I would have over 1 million streams of my shows all over different platforms. And all of that is attributed to each and every one of you guys that download and support the movement, which is Ash Said It. So I just thank you so very much. And because you guys love on me so much and you put such good energy out for me on a daily basis, I am able to talk with CEOs, founders, as accomplished and as wonderful and as kind-hearted as Mr. Paul, co-CEO of The Cozee. You know, hello, Mr. Paul. How are you?
That's good. Thank you for having me, girl.
No, thank you so much for joining us. I know that you got a full schedule. You guys got a lot of stuff going on with The Cozee and all that good stuff. So for our audience that has been, I don't know, living under a rock somewhere, what is The Cozee?
Well, that is amazing because, first of all, we said, what's the best word for this product? And my special needs daughter, who was designed for, she just said, this is, and we call it, her name is Brianna, but she woke up one day and called herself Boo Boo, and we said, well, that's your name. So Boo Boo said, Cozee one day, and I'm like, guess what? You know what the name is? It's going to be Cozee. So it's just interesting. It's a crazy story how this came about. It really was me getting online about 10 years ago, Ash, and just thinking, man, Boo Boo is always chilly outside. She's 33. She's a twin. She was born with CP and all kinds of crazy stuff, liver disease and brain tumor and just a number of things. But she is, like I think I mentioned just briefly before the show started, she's been the atomic glue of our family because, you can't help. It's your flesh and blood. I mean, it's like, this is Boo Boo. Boo Boo's like, she's all about just expanding our world and understanding. So, I thought, you know what? She gets chilly all the time because her circulation is so terrible. And, so I just got online thinking, hey, maybe I could find a battery-operated heating blanket. And I looked and nothing popped up. And I went to my wife. I was like, honey, am I typing something wrong? Or she goes, no. I'm like, wow, there's nothing. And so that was about 10 years ago. Well, what's interesting is we had another company that we were working, and we were trying to get through 7, 8, 9, and 10, 2010. And we're just kind of in that getting through to survive because everybody had, we all had such a tough time during those, getting out of that whole doggone, not depression, but it was obviously, remember, it was a critical time for our country. And so Caroline looked at me and she goes, honey, that's a phenomenal idea. I just don't have a good sense about us doing it now. So literally, you're not going to believe this. This is what happened. I lived with that idea for 3.5 years. Wow. I'd look online and I'd see nothing. And she just, hey, listen, I've been married for almost 40 years this October, and I got one half a clue finally after that many years. Just maybe a quarter clue. And here's what it is. If Carolyn doesn't have a good sense about it, forget about it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's taken me a long time. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken. I'm 62 and finally stumbling into some cool stuff to really listen. So I knew it. I knew I couldn't do anything with it. But every now and again, I would hang out with a friend, a business guy or whatever. We'd talk, and I'd bring it up. And, like a goofball, I don't know why I'd bring it up because we would get all fired up and say, hey, by the way, guys, we're all fired up, but I can't do this, So it wasn't until March of 2014, Ash, when I sat down with Carolyn in our living room. We had some coffee in the morning. I said, baby, I know you haven't had a good sense about this. And I'll honor you. If you still don't, that's fine. I'll lay it down. But I said, I got to tell you that this idea is eating me alive. I can't shake it. I mean, I can't run from it. And she, between sips of coffee, so amazing. I wish I had it on video. She just kind of looked up and said, oh, baby, I feel real good about that now. And at that point, it was like off to the races. Yeah. And it was a trip because within a relatively short period of time, it was all the things fell into place. Now, keep in mind, that's March of 14, right? So how many years ago? 6 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't manufacture in my last company that we had. I didn't manufacture anything. We're in the music business, and it was all digital and this and that. Bottom line, it took us a while to get a prototype. And when we did, the whole point was developing this for Boo Boo.
Yeah.
So here we were, in colder weather at that time where we lived, and I started getting these prototypes, and next thing you know, I'm seeing big, giant smiles on Boo Boo's face as we're, out taking walks in 45, 50-degree weather.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, my gosh. And then people started asking, oh, my gosh, we'd love one of those. We'd love one of those. And how about me? And I'm like, wow, wait a minute. This is not just my little project for Boo Boo. This is the rest of the world is freezing outside.
Yeah.
So, Carolyn, thank God for her, man, my wife, she said, honey, we need to file a patent. I didn't even dawn on me, which we did. We did in 2015. We did a provisional. And a provisional patent, you got 12 months to turn it into a utility patent. And we did. And listen, by the grace of God, I kid you not, Ashley, in September of 2018, I was issued the U.S. patent. So I'm the only guy, we're the only company that has the right to power a blanket with a battery in the United States and its territories, which really was amazing because what about all the big boy companies out there? I'm thinking somebody has to be in the pipeline. And I had one client that told me that she's been talking to one of the big boys for 10 years about producing a product. And this is a client that has a huge channel of distribution, and this big boy said, we'll get to that later. So we just slipped in the back door and got it. So all that to say, now it's coming unglued because now it took us forever to develop it and get it to a point where it's just perfect. And it's insane. I mean, people are using this thing at ball games and outings. And it's just like this. It's a new way to stay warm because before, you just wrap yourself in a blanket. Now you can wrap yourself in a blanket at 109 degrees for up to 5 hours, 5.5 hours. So you can go to a ball game and be the only one smiling when it's 35 degrees, maybe in Kansas City, or something like that. So anyway, it's a long, cool story, but Boo Boo is the catalyst. And it's just crazy. People can go to my website, lifegivingwarmth.com. They can actually see the story video of me and Carolyn and Boo Boo kind of talking about, how it all came about. And see little Boo Boo, she'll rip your heart out. She's such a stinking beautiful, amazing. She's great.
Yes, she is.
She's just so stinking cute. And you'll see her and us kind of wander around in that video and talking about it. But I think it's a life change product because there's so many people that don't go outside, even like soccer moms. Yeah. They're freezing. They go to soccer practice at 6:30 in the morning on a Sunday or Saturday, and they're freezing, but they're not going to go because that's their kid. Yeah. But now we have soccer moms and baseball moms and football moms out there, and even all these baseball grandmas, football grandmas, they're out there now wrapped up in a cozy, smiling, and people are saying, what the heck is that? So it's kind of infectious. It's kind of been an organic come out of the ground. It's not like this product came out of a big giant corporate think tank. This is me, Carolyn, and Boo Boo just figuring out a way to keep her warm outside.
It's an amazing, phenomenal product. I love your story behind it with Boo Boo / Brianna.
Little Boo.
Little Boo. She is. And the story behind this product is absolutely phenomenal. Not only just the product itself, but what it's doing and how it's changing people's lifestyles and their quality of life. So lastly, I definitely want you to let people know why they need to choose the Cozee versus all these other quote unquote heated blankets that you can find now that you got all these little attachments you got to buy for them and then the material is cheap. Like the Cozee is nothing like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I tell you why. I swear to you, this is the bottom line. If it was up to me, it'd be a gunny sack and it'd be terribly uncomfortable. Thank God for my wife. She's like, baby, we're going to make this as cool and as comfortable as one of those throws that we buy at Costco. It's just like totally plush. So the inside is like mega cool. Yeah. It's beautiful, man. And then the outside is water resistant. So we're thinking, hey, if somebody's in a bit of a sprinkle or whatever, they're not going to get drenched. But really, the bottom line is this: we really designed this with a customer in mind that it's almost it's a total life shift, because right now there's really nothing you can take outdoors to stay warm other than just a regular blanket. Yeah. And so and plus we're the only ones that have the U.S. patent, so there's really nothing that could come out that's legal. Mm-hmm. And we're not trying to monopolize the market. This is not about that. This is about protecting something that I think is such a precious thing that can change people's lives, and we want to do it right. So you have a new way to stay warm. That's kind of my little thing, a new way to stay warm, meaning you can literally go somewhere and it'd be 30, 35, 40 degrees, 45. Hey, listen, even the folks in South Florida that, it's 98 in the day and it gets down to 72 at night, guess what? They're freezing. Mm-hmm. and most of the time, people that would go to an event or enjoy the event that won't do it because they have poor circulation, they won't go. Now we've opened the door for families to come together to go to, which as you know, I mean, family gatherings are critical, man, whether it's a picnic in the park or a ball game or whatever. It's so cool to be together. Now you have grandma, grandpa, or whoever, maybe, because you have even those people with Raynaud's, that poor circulation kind of thing. I mean, these people can't even put their hand in the refrigerator without the tips of their finger turning white. I mean, there's 28 million people that suffer from that just in the United States alone. So there's so many applications. You got the pleasurable side, the I want to stay warm side, and then you have the other category where it's actually I need to stay warm. Yeah. So we're covering both of those with a new way to stay warm. And so it's really, I don't know, I'm just fired up. I'm probably babbling right now.
No, as you should excited.
Be. Yeah. I'm as if, right? I'm like, goodness, you can't stop me to talk, It's just like insane. I'm just so fired up because I really do believe, Ash, I really do. I think in my heart of hearts, it really is going to change lifestyles. It's going to enhance lifestyles. I mean, think about people in assisted living. Yeah. Most of those people never go outdoors when it has any kind of inclement weather, even at night. Yeah. I wonder, I swear to you, I've not asked this around, but I've talked to so many assisted living facilitators. They say that the people never go outside and look at the stars at night anymore. They just don't go outside. I'm like, if you can wrap somebody up and they're warm, why not go enjoy the evening? I mean, those people aren't going to get close to a fire. Nobody really ever gets close to a bonfire or a fire pit because you don't want to get a spark on you, but you can stay away from that 10, 15 feet or whatever. Enjoy the fire itself without having the fire be the source of heat. Now your source of heat is the Cozee.
Yes.
And so now you're out there with everybody else enjoying yourself, particularly in this whole coronavirus weird head trip that we're going through right now where if you're already cloistered with those people in your house or even by yourself, it'd be nice to get outdoors, and outdoors is fine if you're warm. Mm-hmm. So anyway, yeah.
Yes, and I definitely wanted to point out also that not only has this been a family business that has continued to grow and blossom, but the Cozee is designed and engineered right here in the U.S. of A. So I'm super proud about that.
Bring it on. Come on, man. I'm so grateful for my guys, the smart people, the guys with the brainiacs that have helped me do this. I just kind of said, here's what I want. If it was up to me, it would be terrible. Trust me. But those guys, my special, I got a team, man. I've got a team. I'm so humbled by that. Thank you for sharing that because that's super important. And you know what? Somebody said years ago to me, a saying that has blown my mind. It says, isn't it strange how God's voice sounds strangely like your wife's voice? I'm like, man, does that ever hit the nail on the head? I'm like, and Carolyn all the way along. I just got to honor her in this, man. After being married for almost 40 years and, 4 kids and 8 grandkids later, I mean, if it wasn't for her voice, if it wasn't for her insight and just her intuition about timing and things like that, I think I would have tanked this thing 10 times already. But I'm so grateful for her. I can't tell you. I'm just so humbled by her and her, just her heart for what this is all about. And she sees it like I see it. She says this is a life shift product. And what an honor for us to even be a part of this. I mean, I would love it if somebody called up and said, hey, would you like to be a part of this team? Yeah. But us actually stewarding this together is so humbling, man. It's just incredible.
It is beautiful. Wow. Well, Paul, I definitely tip my hat off to you. to Miss Carolyn. I know she's not too far. And for Miss Brianna / Boo Boo.
She's actually in there. Boo Boo just woke up from her nap, so she's in there hanging with Boo Boo right now while we're talking. So.
No, but I'm definitely grateful and thankful that you guys, were able to pull this idea off and pull it together. I know that it took a lot of brainstorming, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of back to the drawing board.
You can capitalize all those words if you want.
Yes, but you guys, it came together beautifully, and it continues to just flourish and and dominate and really be booming. So I know the rest of 2020 is going to be amazing for you guys. You've got my full support. So when you've got some other stuff to announce, you're more than welcome back on the program to announce it. I like to break news, Paul. All right, so when there's new stuff, I like to break it first.
That's right, girl. I'm with you. Let's do it.
But I definitely appreciate you so much for joining us today. Paul, let everyone know the best way to get in contact with you guys and, of course, to follow you on social media.
Absolutely. Well, the best place I think is our website, and we also have the Cozee on Amazon Prime too, and which is kind of cool. You can put THECOZEE up in the search bar with Amazon. It'll pop ours right up, and or you can go to lifegivingwarmth.com, and that's warm TH. So lifegivingwarmth.com. And see all that and watch the story video. And we got some testimonials on there from our customers that are coming unglued. We're just so fired up about having the Cozee. And just an honor to be with you, Ash. I really want to thank you for having me on.
No, definitely. Well, thank you for the opportunity. I know that you guys have a lot of stuff on your schedule and, with all this craziness going on. But Mother's Day is around the corner, too. So this is the perfect gift for the moms around there.
Let's get warmed up.
That's right. Let's get it. We're getting into these warm months. But I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for all of your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is way, way better. So until next time, you guys.